Afternoons with Annie.
94.3 Radio 1.
In the studios of 94.3 Radio 1, my name is Annie, and today in the studios is the OG independent artist, Druv Kent, all the way from Singapore. So good to have you.
Lovely to be here, Annie. Thank you so much for having me.
There's a little bit of joke or a little something that happened, which you'll probably never find out, but this is good. This is very good. Druv, you've got a beautiful story to tell. You're here in India because you were at a conference where you're literally representing almost every independent artist that is not just now spread across the country, but our artists who are spread across the globe.
Yeah.
We're going to get to that.
Yes.
But let's get to the backstory. You are a banker is what I'd like to believe, but like you pointed out a little while ago, you were a banker. Why would you say that?
Yeah. No, I was, because I quit 8 years ago. So I was a musician all my life. When I wrote my first song 8 years ago, I literally went on this life-changing journey, which kind of, I think, irritated everyone around me because I became this obsessed person saying, oh my God, this is music coming out of me. I can do this. This is sounding like, the icons in my head,
Right.
because I'm thinking this is sounding like James Taylor. This is sounding like Jackson Brown. This is sounding like all these amazing people. And they're all like, it's just you on a piano.
Right.
The song sounds good, but then I went on this, crazy kind of search for who should produce this music. I found amazing guys who produce for Ronan Keating, who produce for John Mayer, and they loved my music. They said, who are you? I just approached them on email after 6 months of looking for
Nice.
these. Yeah.
So every independent artist who's aspiring to be one, here's what you do. The world is simply a place where you need to put that step forward. I think if you put that foot forward, I mean, look at you. You were sending emails to just about everybody that you thought would be right for your music.
Yeah.
And they responded.
Yeah. And the most difficult there are a couple of things. One is believing that you're actually a lot better than what you can sound like immediately, right? So there's a lot of, finding the future that's a voice of you, which is in your head. You can hear it. It's hard to communicate that to anyone else unless it's fully produced and presented on a package.
Right.
But you can hear it, right? You say, this is good. This is really world-class stuff. How do I get someone to help me make it like that? Right? So that was my challenge. The second thing is persevering, right? It's crazy easy to just stop, because after 2 weeks of disappointment and people looking at you like, dude, you're crazy. It's very nice. Why don't you just do what you're doing? You're amazing, you're a banker and you're an amazing singer or whatever. You just keep playing at every weekend party and you do that. And you do cover songs, or you do some of your own, whatever. But my ambition or my thought was much stronger. It was just from within, and you just you can't control it. Right? It's just coming out, and when it's that strong, that's when I coined the hashtag Dare to Dream. Right? So I just plunged in, and I did have some financial security, to be honest, right? Which is really important because this is not an easy game.
Right.
And I went in for the long run.
I'd love you to play a song right now. Which one is it going to be?
Wow, just like that.
Yeah.
Just no other segue. Just jump in.
Straight in.
Okay. So I've just come off a 4-day conference, as you know. Right? So the vocal cords have been kind of exhausted. But since we're here, Annie, we're going to do... Why don't I do a song called Magaresa? Magaresa, 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 Magaresa. Should we aim for the stars beyond these little walls of ours? Stay with me. I get you so much more than promises, 'cause what we have is more than here and now. That I know for sure. So don't you run away, run away. Run away, run away. Run away, run away. Stay with me right now. Magaresa, 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 Magaresa.
Woo! This is brilliant, Magaresa. Don't forget to check out. It's available on every streaming platform. There are many more songs he's going to play for us. In the studios of 94.3 DD1, this is Druv Kent.
Here we go now. Get set.
Afternoons with Annie.
94.3 Radio 1.
I cannot call him a new age artist, but he's definitely new age when it comes to his approach. He's been around for close to a decade now, maybe more. Like he says, he's a drummer, singer. But back in the day, he did not give up on his banking job because that's something that kept him going. Now, going back to, when you mentioned that financial security is important.
Yeah.
Why do you say that?
You have to eat. Literally. In a very literal sense, I've got people who are friends of mine, who are artists. And especially during the pandemic.
Right.
Have been forced to do different things.
Yeah.
Is just a fact of life, right? You just need to, and not having food, or not having enough money, which is sufficient to at least maintain the lifestyle that you're expecting.
Yeah.
Right. So a lot of it has got to do with expectation management, right? And dieting. No, I'm just kidding. No, but it's got to do with expectation management, right? And what do you want? Do you want the Gadi? Do you want the bungalow?
Yeah.
Do you want, to fly in business class? That was honestly the life that I gave up. Right. In some ways, that was the life I had. And I wasn't paying for a lot of that. The company was paying for a lot of that. But the point is, you've got to see, what do you want in life? Is that what you want? Or do you want to kind of create art and then not have that next big car?
Correct.
Not have that big golf membership or whatever it is. Whatever that is for you, that next TV, whatever it is, you've got to kind of think about living within your means.
Right.
And finding a career that can satisfy that. And then you can be a happy person, because being a struggling musician is a very old cliche, and it's true, but the struggle is there without the financial stuff. You're just struggling anyway. I'm serious. It's part of the job that you're struggling to be accepted, to stay connected, to be loved, to be nurtured, and all that other sensitivity we talked about earlier. That's the part of the personality.
Absolutely.
So it's essential that you at least have enough food to eat, a place to live, that you can feel comfortable. And if you're doing it at the cost of all that, then you're going to, I don't think that's a great or wise decision.
Absolutely. That's very beautifully put out. That calls for another song. Which one is it that you're going to sing for us?
Okay. This one I wrote completely by myself and composed by myself. But I've got it produced also in Sweden with these guys all become brothers of mine or sisters or whatever. It becomes really because they're so intimately involved in your creative process.
Right.
So this is the producers, Tony Mam, and the actual song is just absolutely beautiful. But this is where the song came from. It came from a keyboard, actually, when I started playing this song on a keyboard. But I'm going to do it on a guitar, and I'm going to do it on the correct place. Let's start it there. Okay. So the song is about trying to find love, or that beautiful explosive feeling of love all over again. Okay. Because it's that first time that you really dubaured, that first Pehla Nisha. But I didn't want to do it like a Pehla Nisha. So this is a bit of a trippy version of, and it's got nothing to do with Pehla Nisha or Udit Narayan. So it's like that. Okay. Look at me now, the one and only. Confusion in your mind, things that we say when we're alone. We find hard to reconcile the romance that we have been after. The whiskey I pour in my soul. A battle ain't always disaster. The moments that come, they will go. 'Cause half of what you said, it isn't so. For all your pretty faces in a row, but everything you threw my way before, I needed more, a little more. I wanna love again.
worthily enough, it is number one on the world indie charts. That is such a huge accolade to earn with your new song. I'm sure on top of the world. What do your kids say about it when they heard that your song is number one?
The kids get sick of my music. Well, I don't know. They love it. They say, "Oh, great, Papa, great." But you know, when they were like a lot younger, they were just chuffed, right? That I'm like this musician, etc. But you know, as soon as you start hitting early teens, they're like, you know, you're not that cool. You might have, you know, given up everything for your dreams, but you're not cool enough for me right now. So it's really funny.
Well, story of every, I think, teenager's parents' lives, literally. Yeah. This is your favorite international radio network. We're going to slip into another song on my playlist and come back to continue talking about the conference, the music conference that he's in India for. And of course, his new album, a little more about that and future plans. Don't go anywhere.
Here we go now. Get set.
Afternoons with Annie.
94.3 Radio 1.
In the studios of 94.3 Radio 1, Druv Kent, and he's out with, well, the new album, just 2 singles that are out, right? Magaresa and
Wanna Love Again.
Wanna Love Again. You heard it a little while ago. If you missed it, don't worry. We're going to have it on our playlist very soon. And the fact that it is number one on the world indie charts. When you first found out about it, that your songs hit number one, what was the feeling? Did anyone call you and say, "Hey, Mr. Kent"?
Lots of people. Lots of people. But, you know, I mean, so it's a terrible thing to admit. But let me start with that. But it wasn't as pleasing as I was expecting. You know, I mean, because you're in this race to kind of try these accolades, etc., etc. At the end of the day, they don't mean that much, really, to me. You know, I mean,
nice.
I'm really,
nice.
I'm happiest when I've finished the song and I've got the final master back.
Nice.
And I'm sitting there weeping. Because I'm like, oh, this is what it was. This is what I had in my head. That's what it was. And now I can hear it. And that's it, right? That is the moment of complete sheer joy, of explosion, of just breaking down almost and saying, that's what this whole process was about. That's what I heard. And when I get to number one, or the songs on, you get an award, or it's lovely, it's gratifying. At the same time, I'm like, I knew it was good. It's horrible. It's a horrible thing to say, but I've already done my moment with the song. I've already been so deeply
So I guess
in love.
that's what one needs to go for, right? When anybody says they want to make music, that's the feeling or emotion that one needs to be able to express for oneself and feel complete with it, in that dream that you're going after, where the sheer joy that you said you felt when you completed that song, that was the epitome of what really you're going after. You know, in giving up everything else, or whatever it is that you're looking forward to in doing a career in music.
Yeah, and it's happened literally with each of my songs.
We also have to talk about the IIMA award, because there's something called as the Druv Kent band as well that you go by once in a while. So that's something we'll come back with on the other side. Let's go into another song. Which one is this one going to be?
Okay, so this is a song which let me do Back Home. I'll do a little bit of Back Home. It's kind of lends itself somewhat to an acoustic version. Because it started off as an acoustic song, and then we put some beautiful drums into it, like real live drums. And for the record, in case anyone is questioning my drum record, all my songs have got live drums other than one. And if you know which one that is, then I'd like to hear it. But it's not Magaresa, and it's not Wanna Love Again, and it's not Back Home. So, they're all live drums, because as a drummer, I take it very seriously. And all my drummer friends say, dude, was that live? I'm like, yeah, but I just don't like any cymbals in my songs anymore.
Sure.
No crashing. So, but yeah, they're all live. So... Just over the hills, the place where I find my peace of mind, where it begins, floating like a moonbeam in the sky, it's covered in lights, laughter on my skin and in my bones, making me smile. Feelings are all
I really own. We walk around so loud, we're up and proud, we're plenty. But down inside there's a space so wide and empty. I wanna go all that way back home. I wanna go all that way back home.
With every song, I think you're raising the bar.
Oh,
This is
really?
beautiful.
Thank you.
Beautiful. Don't go anywhere. Druv Kent in the studios of 94.3 Radio 1. My name is Annie.
Here we go now. Get set.
Afternoons with Annie.
94.3 Radio 1.
Druv Kent in the studios of 94.3 Radio 1. Yay! So tell us a little about the Druv Kent band.
So the Druv Kent band comprises 5 people, right? And we have a lead guitarist, a bass guitarist, a keyboardist, a drummer, and they're all. And the drummer also plays. He's a Indian guy. Wherever I've got 2 bands, by the way. We just
Oh,
also say
wow.
that,
Okay.
yeah. So because for cost reasons, Singapore is my. Sometimes I do my international stuff. It's in for my Singapore band. Sometimes I'll do it with my India band when, so there are different, cost implications for travel, etc.
Right.
I also have a 2-person London band, which we won't get into because, this is what you have to do as an independent artist. And can you imagine practicing the same song, where you stop, where you don't stop, how do you raise it, how do you go into a lead, and with different, arrangements. And
Right.
everyone's got their own strengths in each of these bands, so you have to arrange it each time differently. So it's very complicated. But the Druv Kent band is essentially this, core band that I use. And they're amazing top of the line musicians, and they have my back. And we kind of play in festivals and we get, corporate gigs, live stuff, and it's a full sound.
Are you lined up for many more performances in the coming future?
Yeah. We're doing gigs regionally. That means I'm looking for more gigs in India. So anyone has good gig ideas, festival ideas, I'd love to, do the stuff there.
But, of course, before you go, there's one last song I need you to do for me and for my listeners.
Okay.
Which one's that going to be?
I thought we'd do something different. We'll do a cover song.
Nice. Okay.
I do cover songs at all my gigs, right? I do cover Hindi songs also at all my gigs. But this is a song which I haven't played now in a while, so you might be hearing the first take or you might be hearing the 10th take. Let's just see where
I
we
am willing
go.
to so risk it, so please go for it.
So this is a song which came out many years ago. I might not have even been born. No, just kidding. But it's called Wicked Game.
The world was on fire and no one could save me but you. It's strange what desire will make foolish people do. The world was on fire and no one could save me but you. It's strange what desire will make foolish people do. 'Cause I never dreamed that I'd meet somebody like you. And I never dreamed I'd love somebody like you. 'Cause I so wanna fall in love. No, I so wanna fall in love with you. No, 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 with you. No, 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 with you.
Thank you so much once again, and I can't wait to have you back in the studio when you're out with more singles, new albums, taking the music worldwide like you have been for a while now, and for, I think, instilling faith in every other young mind out there who's aspiring to be a musician. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thank you. My pleasure. And if you're a young mind out there looking to make music, go out and do it. Keep doing it. Get better, get better, get better. There's so many ways to distribute it. Do it. Get out there.
Yeah. Well, that is a beautiful end to my show today. Druv Kent in the studios of 94.3 Radio 1, leaving you with his new single, which is right on top of the world indie music charts, Wanna Love Again.
I wanna love